we said North Africa is part. This is going to be a lot more like the Mideast than anything else. Then there's two other things we're going to look at. We're going to look at West Africa. We're going to look at East Africa. Why are we not interested in this?
Because
Tropical rainforest.
There's no sieves here. The sieves develop in West Africa. The sieves develop in East Africa. And we're interested in civilizations and how they interact. So you know what's next. We have to do a G.persia.
Yes.
Okay. Now, West Africa. And my smart board stuff is messing up, so I'm going to be like, West Africa. We call this, and this is again the time period here, 1000 to 1450. You're going to see three empires called the Sudanic empires. These three empires are Ghana, Mali, and the Songhai. Okay, so there's going to be three Muslim empires. No, excuse me, not Muslim, sorry, three empires. They're back to back to back. Now, if you know one of them, you essentially know all of them. Because they're basically the same as far as construction. If you went to your course guide, you'd see it says Ronda Quadra, pick one of the three. But one of these we're going to pick is Mali. So I'm specifically giving you a G.persia for Mali. But understand, there's two other West African empires. But they're back to back to back. So it's basically the same territory. And they have basically all the same characteristics. Alright? So the geography. It's West Africa. Yay, did that. Sub-Saharan West Africa. Okay. We're talking about West and East Africa. We mean Sub-Saharan West and East Africa. Alright? Number two. Political systems. Alright? They're empires. And empires rule. You're very good. You're very, very good. And generally, empires are monarchies. This is true for all three of these empires. For Ghana, for Mali, and the Songhai. Okay, so it's because you can have various different classes. Yes, obviously, because they are a civilization. And we know all the common characteristics that all civilizations have. It's just this is the first time we've looked at basically a new civilization in Unit 3 versus Unit 1 or Unit 2. Okay. The capital of Mali is a major city called Timbuktu. Okay. T-I-M-B-U-C-T-U. Timbuktu, capital of Mali. T-I-M, Tim, B-U-C, 2, T-U. Timbuktu. Now, I know you did. It's actually one of the wealthiest cities on earth. We'll get to that in a little bit as far as why. Okay. But we know something. It has cities. It has urban areas. Implied in that is what else does it have to have? Trade. Because cities are always centers of commerce, religion, and politics. Okay? So if they're going to have a big, and we don't think of sub-Saharan Africa as having big cities, this absolutely does. And the best example is Timbuktu. Remember when I showed you the little blue box on cities and I made sure you highlight Baghdad? Timbuktu is one of those cities. So that's another example of a new city in this time period that you could use, and that was obviously along some trade route. Okay? Which gets us to E. This whole unit is based on what? The theme is what? Interactions. We know groups of people interact how? Through trade. Which trade route are they going to be part of? Sub-Saharan. They're trading here, and vice versa. They're trade partner is North Africa. Now, why is it interesting and important that their trade partner is a Muslim region?
Because the Muslim, yeah, they did all yeah, everything from everybody.
Once West African goods reach North Africa, where are they going to end up?
Everywhere they could end up anywhere.
Right. Spain. Hey, what's this?
Silver.
Little branch here. Once it gets into North Africa, it can
trade.
Indian Ocean trade. Don't call it Red Sea, call it Indian Ocean. Mediterranean, it can go anywhere. So, the goods that are produced in West Africa, could they make their way to China? Conceptually, yeah. Absolutely. So, it is going to be connected into this global economy in this time. What's the other byproduct going to be? The trading with these guys.
Cultural influence.
Right. Because Muslim merchants are going to come to West Africa. Well, we always said, wherever there's Muslim merchants, there's going to be a spreading of Muslim culture. Are you going to see Muslim diaspora communities in Ghana, in Mali, in the Songhai?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yes. So, Islam is going to be a major cultural influence on them as a result of trade. Remember, we said the first expansion of Islam is a result of what? Conquest. The second one is a result of merchants. Right. Then the question becomes, what are they trading? Two goods, very important. Gold, salt. Salt is every bit as lucrative as gold. And the emperor of Mali is one of the three wealthiest people on earth. Probably the Chinese emperor and probably the Abbasid emperor. That would be a rough guess. Honestly, he's probably, at some points, he's probably number two. Chinese emperor is pretty much always number one. He taxes the crap out of his trade. And becomes very rich. Now, again, what are you going to see all along this trade route? All the things that the Muslim world uses to help facilitate trade. Did you see camels? Yeah. Camel saddles? Caravansary? All of these things that the Muslim world did to help facilitate trade, you would see all along here. Alright? Which gets us to religion. In this, we're most interested in their economics and their religion. Okay? Religion. You see the widespread continued practice of native animism and polytheism. They do, we're getting there. Good. Folks, you're going to see the introduction of Islam. The more urban you get and the more upper class you get, the more Muslim it is. The more rural it is, and the more lower class it is, what do you see? Animism and polytheism. You'll also see this develop. Syncretic Islam. What does syncretic mean? A mixing of religious views. A lot of people are somewhere in between. They adopt Islam to keep native, like the signification of Buddhism in China. Right. So you're going to see them keep a lot of their native animism, but mix it with Islam. Now you say, wait a minute, I know in India that's not going to work out. And that's going to cause a lot of friction. Right. Here, though, it's very controversial to Muslims in the rest of the world. Muslim merchants who then come to West Africa and see people who call themselves Muslim, but then are still sacrificing things to other gods, they're very put off by it. So, what's being practiced here is unique. It's not like what you're seeing in North Africa or the Middle East. One thing that used to drive Muslim merchants crazy from North Africa who came here, they go into a village and they'd meet a group of people who claim to be Muslim, and all the women are topless.
Happens.
That's a problem.
Be like that sometimes.
That's. We got a personal foul, 15-yard penalty on Byron. We're going to replay the down, first down. It's,
Awesome.
yeah, we have a personal foul.
That is not funny.
Alright, it's just that it's different. Muslims here don't really consider what they're practicing Islam. The best thing I would equate this to is, I don't know if any of you have ever been to Mexico. What they call Roman Catholicism that's practiced in Mexico is not what's being practiced in Italy. They have a lot of native animism in Mexican Roman Catholicism. It's controversial even in the Roman Catholic world to this day. So, syncretic Islam, and again, the more urban and upper class you get, the more quote-unquote pure the Islam becomes. The more rural, the more isolated, the more lower class, the more synchronized it becomes. Syncretic it becomes, I should say. Alright? That would be the R. Alright. S. Society. Africa in general is one of the least patriarchal regions on earth. You see more equality of women here than anywhere else. Now, I'm not saying they're not patriarchal. What were my words? Least patriarchal.
Aren't some parts like
We're getting there. Now, guys, who wants to hypothesize why they're one of the least patriarchal?
Because
They were one of the last to have civilizations associated with agriculture. Remember, way back when we talked about this, we said Paleolithic, we believe there was general social equality. And it takes thousands and thousands of years of patriarchy to develop. In civilizations, they're still somewhat in its infancy. So it hasn't had time to become truly as patriarchal as other regions in the world. A good example is, again, women are walking around completely topless in rural areas. That's actually a sign of patriarchy and female women, freedom of women. Secondly, I don't put that in an essay. I'm using that as an example. I don't want to read about naked African women. More importantly, though, more importantly is this. You see matrilineal descent. What's matrilineal descent mean? They trace their ancestry through their mother. M-A-T-R-I, lineal. Wait. M-A-T-R-I, lineal. Matrilineal. L-I-N-E-A-L. Hey, don't put this in your essays. I'm just saying. Women in such an act are more promiscuous than you see in other regions. Again, and that's a sign of less patriarchy. Because again, a lot of patriarchal systems are about controlling women and their sexuality. For example, wearing a veil, making your women wear a veil, is a way of controlling their sexuality. Alright, so you don't have these. Now, would you ever seen a woman wear the veil in West Africa?
Sure.
In cities and urban, right, but not general. Alright, artistically, just like your religion is syncretic, so is their art. Let me show you a great example of this.
I don't know.
Oh, we